Everybody, here's an update on that little generic 1080p action camera that claims to do 1080p but actually only does like 640 by 480 on everything. Well, as you can tell, I have destroyed it. Yep, I tore it back apart. I decided that given the very low possibility of being able to find a compatible firmware for the thing, I decided to just tear it down and use it for parts. So again, here's a look at the internals of the thing. This is the main board. And I have removed the CMOS sensor and lens assembly. I'll probably also take off this microphone and maybe the speaker, not sure yet. I figured since there are similar cameras in similar price ranges that perform actually very well, I was like, it just wasn't really worth the trouble of trying to find a firmware that would actually work. See, the thing is, some of these cameras, the ones that can do 1080p, some of them only do it in 15 frames per second, which I can tell you from personal experience is quite awful to watch. Yeah, 30 frames per second is generally the minimum that I prefer. So I might go back out online and see if I can find a similar version of this on Amazon or somewhere with good reviews and buy it. That way I can use the extra battery and all these accessories. I mean, look at all the accessories that came with the thing. It's unreal. So here's the LCD display. Here's the cable that plugs into the main board. Here is the part of the shell. Here's the back cover that just sticks on. I'll show you this here in a moment. This is part of the body. As a matter of fact, this here I think will pull out. This is like the little cover that goes around the lens. I'll try to get that off later. There's the battery. 900 milliamp hour single cell lithium ion battery. What's cool is I can probably test this thing out. Because there's a terminal, I could test it out on the on my charger just to see what kind of real capacity it offers. If it's actually a 900 milliamp hour battery, might be something for a different video. Not sure. I'm sure this battery is probably compatible with several different versions of this cheap end camera. Heck, it might even be compatible with the SJ4000 for all I know. And now for the lens assembly. Right away you already noticed something is missing. Well, I mentioned in a previous video that I was already eyeing the lens that came on this camera for a potential other project. So the CMOS sensor and lens are all together in one assembly. I don't know if I showed this part number on a previous video or not. Look at the size of that sensor. It is tiny. It is really freaking tiny. There you go. Now granted, this sensor could be capable of producing 1080p video, but I'm not 100% certain on that. It might be the same kind of sensor as used in, let's say, a smartphone, because it is tiny. I mean, it's itty bitty. Quite tiny compared to the sensors that are in some other fixed focus cameras. So the lens assembly, pretty common. M12 thread-end lens that's used on a lot of fixed focus cameras. However, I don't think it'll actually be compatible with the GoPro lens, because I think the actual sizing of those are a little bit different. However, the lens that came out of this was fully compatible with something else that I have. For those of you who watch my videos on CubeComp MTDX of the thunderstorms and whatnot, you may be familiar with the ZI6 weather case camera. Well, the ZI6 weather case camera was a perfect fit for the lens off this action camera. This threads right into place, and when you thread it down as far as it will go, it offers a very crisp image. So yeah, the lens that came with it is rather nice. It's kind of a letdown the rest of the camera couldn't make use of it. Matter of fact, I mean, if you remember looking at the videos produced by this thing in my first video about this camera, you couldn't see any wide angle at all, because really it was just looking more or less at the center of the video. I think it was just cropping in the center of the frame and giving you a 640 by 480 image. So I'll go ahead and thread it out. Why not? Show you exactly what it looks like. It threads out. And that's the bottom of it. For example, there is a sensor inside the ZI6, which the sensor itself is a bit larger, but the actual part of the sensor that captures light and whatnot is roughly the same size as what came in this camera, I think. Let's just look at them side by side. Actually, no, take that back. The ZI6 sensor is a little bit larger. I'm talking about the part that looks real shiny and whatnot, that reflects the light, looks like a mirror. So yeah, I think, yeah, I'm starting to guess now that perhaps the sensor that's here could not even make full use of this lens. What a shame. Now, if you watch the previous video that I recently uploaded about the CubeComp MTDX weather case camera number 2, I did a little bit of discussion about how a lot of these fixed focus cameras operate their infinity and macro sliders. It just simply ramps up the threads just a little bit. However, what's funny about this particular camera lens is it gets its best focus once it's threaded all the way in. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Matter of fact, it threads in so far that it stops and starts to lift up the threading just a little bit. Again, it's just spring loaded. It starts to lift that up just a little bit. And I thread it to this point, so it gets, with this particular lens, it gets a perfect focus, a good, crisp focus for infinity shots. And you can see it has a good wide angle view. Matter of fact, let me grab the other ZI6 that I have laying around here and show you side by side exactly just how much of a wider angle that this lens offers. So this here, get this cover out of the way. This is with that wide angle lens. Now, stuff here probably looks a little bit out of focus. Well, actually, it ain't that bad. Matter of fact, I got to unthread this a little bit. It's on there crooked, it looks like. There. So we got perfect focus there. Good wide angle view. Compare that to the stock lens in the camera. It's a huge improvement. And one of the big reasons why I was wanting to replace the lens in the ZI6 is because I've noticed, similar to the Weather Case Camera number 2 stock lens, is once I put the camera out in the case and it gets hot, the lens gets out of focus. It's like something expands in the lens and it gets out of focus. So here's a look at the stock lens out of ZI6. Practically the same. In the sort of design, on the back you have the IR filter. And this is just your standard lens. It's not wide angle. Threads in has the it has the threads on the side, although there's not nearly as many. So yeah, definitely happy with something from this camera anyway. The lens. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're curious about what I've been doing with this action camera, well, yeah, I destroyed it because I wanted the lens out of it. If the rest of the camera couldn't live up to its standard, maybe the lens would. Well, the lens seems to do pretty well. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Well, guys, that's it for this one. But it doesn't have to be. There's plenty more videos on the channel to check out. Also, if you liked the video, please click the like button. And if you absolutely hated it, there is the alternative button as well. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. And remember to click the bell so that we get notified of all updates. Also, if you're interested in things aside from computers and technology, check out my second channel. It's CubeComp MTDX. Over there you'll find videos about weather, elevators, bicycling, and pretty much whatever else I figure out to upload. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for your support.